Okay, I'm going to call a Marion County Land Bank Board meeting to order, October 11, 2022. We'll start out on our agenda there with administrative business. Are you going to handle that, Tina? You want me to?
I can.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I had the minutes of April 4th in your packets.
Okay, I'd go ahead and make a motion to approve the April 4th minutes. Is there any additions or corrections? Seconded by Commissioner Mueller. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is that an aye?
Yeah.
Pass that on for signature,
I just didn't hear the second. Yeah, okay.
please. It was a wave.
It was,
Okay.
it was
Okay.
the peace sign.
Okay. Okay, we'll look up. Yeah.
So one outstanding item from before was you had looked over the policy document, but you'd never adopted it. So with Sharon Olmstead's help, we made some revisions to it. I've sent you a proposed version in your packet, and if you want to, I also put, let's see.
Did that include the resolution or just the policy?
That's just the policy document. You've already adopted bylaws and.
Yeah, we adopted the resolution. Has everybody had a chance to look at the land bank policy?
Is there any discussion?
Yeah, they need a discussion. If not, we'll be open for a motion to approve.
So moved.
I second.
Motion by Jonah, second by Randy to approve the policy. Any other discussion? Not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Okay. Along with that, I have the forms that I developed for the application to donate property. Were in your packet.
That'll be handy. Any discussion in regard to the land bank procedures, forms?
Looks good.
Is there anything else that, when somebody brings it in, like I was wanting to bring this one in, this guy's being a clown.
Okay.
Is there,
I guess that makes the decision easier.
is there anything that you guys want to see about the property that, besides taxes? You got some questions when we was talking, like, is it in the city limits of Peabody? Is it outside the city limits? And that's, I think it's on there on some of the form, I think.
Well, and in your policy that you just adopted, it says if we get like an application for either purchase or for donation, that county staff can review that, so we can provide, so that's appraiser's office, planning and zoning, clerks and treasurers.
Okay.
And so we can review that, provide information. You would definitely, if you're looking at an application to donate, you would definitely want to look at the taxes, because those they come off when they go into the land bank, and you probably want to see some aerials or some images of the property. And so I do have that on the one you were talking about, but
Okay.
maybe we are reviewing that one today.
Not
So-
today, but what I'm saying is, it's a burnout. It's a house burnout, and it was up on his taxes to last year, and then after the burnout, he just didn't want to pay him, didn't do nothing with it, and he just sat there. But do you want to see the current picture of the property, whatever it may be?
Yeah, I think that, an aerial view, or if it's
Camera,
roadside.
phone.
Well, if it
Camera,
gets
phone, or
burned
something.
out, the
Yeah.
aerial view ain't gonna do you much good.
Yeah.
You might see a black spot.
Yeah.
Well, if it updated.
Well, you could see how the lot lays, though.
Yeah,
Two
yeah,
sides.
true, very true.
2-3 sides.
And then the one next to this place is up on the tax sale, Tina says, so that one's, I was thinking about getting it, but if it's on a tax sale, we've already spent money on it, so let it go through the tax sale, see what it does. But it's set there like it is today, which is very ugly, but it's set there 3 or 4 years just like it is. The city of Peabody has not progress to, well, either due to money or whatever, they haven't. They got 7 or 8 of them sitting around town.
They haven't enforced anything.
Not to go ahead and make the people do it, or even have, like some cities have your ordinance where if they have insurance, that the insurance company has to pay so much to the city before, that's an ordinance, and I
But
don't.
each one would have to go through condemnation though, wouldn't it?
Somewhere, yes, somewhere. But just automatically on a fire, if somebody got money off of it, like we have one, well, the city of Peabody didn't get no money and it's still standing.
Took the money and run.
Yeah, yeah. But there's some cities that has an ordinance that takes care of that, to where if there's a fire and that this ordinance makes the insurance company.
The house is free and clear, I guess, probably, so you didn't have,
Probably.
with the bank, I mean, so.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah.
Well, I would think at the least you would want the planning and zoning department to go and take a look at the structures on any parcel that's gonna be donated, and then they could include their,
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that's part of the staff review.
Staff review, okay. That's cool. I just want everybody to be able to see what we're doing instead of sitting here making decisions on blank piece of paper that says this, or even the aerial view that you're talking about from mapping downstairs. Shows the place when it's in fine shape. Right now, it's not in fine shape, so, yeah, well, thank you. I mean, this guy, I texted him last week as soon as the meeting was over, and gave him a text and said, looking forward to hear from you. Well, never heard nothing today. I called him just when I parked out here, and he said, I'm still thinking about it. So,
Okay.
so that was his answer today, and that's all I have to say on the property that I was wanting to bring forward and try something. That's not gonna happen today.
So maybe on this donation process guide, just this piece that I hand out to individuals and that are interested in donating, I was gonna put that with the donation form. Maybe I should just put on
Is there any way we could put it on the website and they could download it?
yes, but what I was gonna say is I could add that as a step, that county land bank staff would review the application.
Right.
I mean, obviously, we're gonna do that
Yeah,
as
there
part of
has
the
to be
policy
some
document, but there's
disclosure.
not a checklist. on
Just
it.
because they filled it out doesn't mean that automatically gonna go to the land bank.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
We don't have to take everything you give us.
Right. I think we probably need to go ahead and then approve the procedures and forms as presented.
Or with the correction of adding the staff review as a checkbox.
With the addition of, I'd go ahead and make that motion to approve the
Second.
land bank procedures and forms.
Wow.
With the correction, addition, I mean.
Okay.
And that was seconded by
Jonah.
Jonah. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay. So, to date, you have not actually taken action to approve a budget for the land bank. This body hasn't approved a budget, so I had developed a budget, and obviously the Board of Commissioners approved an allocation, and so within that allocation, I had just shown the income as a transfer in, and then I just put some line items in there, because we don't really have any idea exactly what it will be, but.
That's good. Okay, we have a proposed budget for 2022. Showing the allocation. Any discussion on that budget?
Motion to approve.
Okay, been moved by Jonah, seconded by Dave to approve the 2022 land bank budget as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay. Let me see if I actually printed that out, so you can sign that.
land bank staff is on the ball.
So we probably need to discuss your, your 2023 budget also.
Okay,
Oh, that's not, I've got a financial report in here that I was gonna go over with you first. So in your packet, it shows the $25,000 income, and then, so far the expenditure that we've had of $283 was for the binder, where we will archive the minutes. It's like a leather bound.
any thoughts of whether we need to adjust that budget going into 2023?
Did we just put it on, or, we didn't put it under our budget, did we?
No, so you haven't done any kind of an allocation, additional allocation for 2023. So that would mean that, as of right now, going into 2023, you would have that balance of 24,700 as a starting balance. I don't know if you want to include any money there for property sale, you know, maybe $1,000, and then you could potentially keep your expenditures kind of the same.
Now, we have not called for a survey on 202.
Yes.
We have
You,
not.
you did instruct me to do that, which we did months ago, so
Okay.
that's on my list to talk
Okay,
about.
okay.
That bill is $1,000.
Well,
For that
that's,
survey.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. If we're gonna survey all these properties, which should be done, it ain't gonna be cheap.
Well, and also, if you're accepting donated properties that aren't going through the tax sale, you'll have title expenditures for
We'll have title
those.
expense of that much more.
Right.
Would those go under contractual
Yes, those would be under contractual.
surveys?
Mm-hmm, yep.
Okay.
So what's your thoughts? Do we need to allocate a little more for 2023 or leave it the same?
I mean, do you purchase any properties? I mean, you can take that and put it in contractual.
You're going to have to make a request to the commission to add more.
Right. And then figure out where in the county budget, the board would have to figure out where in the county budget that would come from,
Have to think
if you
about
want to request more.
Not being a commissioner at this moment.
You got something for sale.
Yeah, so we're like any other board that has to go to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Means we haven't spent a lot out of 2022. I don't know that it's in our best interest to allocate more.
Leave it to see where 2023 winds up.
Winds up, yeah. I would agree with that. Just-
Okay.
So it'd be like a carryover? Is that-
Yeah, it'd be like a carryover.
So you
Wouldn't be allocating another 25,000.
Right.
So you can pull this up immediately.
This will be $24,000 budget next year.
That's
what
what
we
we spent 1,000.
2023-5, basically,
Some, yeah.
which isn't.
Well, they have cleaned, those people that was beside that 202, they have cleaned it. I wondered what made them clean it up, so maybe the surveyors made them clean it up.
Well, if that's what everybody's thinking,
You
I'd
know
go
what's
ahead
on
and
the
make a
tax
motion
sale?
not to allocate any additional funds for 2023. We'd be using our carryover for the 2023 budget, be my motion.
I'd second.
Okay. Moved, seconded by Randy.
You go.
Oh, he at
That's
first,
Yeah.
seconded by Dave.
Let Randy have it.
Okay, seconded by Randy. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Okay. So then I can,
That little red button on the side of
Same
it.
Little switch.
The insurance card, unless he's Kansas. You might get those now, aren't you?
Yeah. Ulysses, Kansas.
Well, yeah, I guess some towns I've never heard of.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, is Does that take care of administrative business?
Well, I'm just gonna put together the 2023 budget real quick.
Boy, you're fast.
Well, that way it's done, because we're not meeting again, you know, right away, so. Starting fund would be.
Will be the 2023, will we be the first meeting?
Yeah, January,
Yep.
which that's another thing to discuss. So we'd have roughly 23.6 starting after we pay this $1,000 for this survey. And do we want to take money expenditures out of property purchase or leave that at where it is? Add it to demolition
While
or-
we have property, it may sit on us for a while. Does there need to be maintenance line up there for
That's,
property owned?
well,
Contractual.
that's under contractual.
It's under contractual too,
Mhm.
okay.
And we
Yeah,
will.
you got money there under contractual.
Next year, I think maybe we take the property purchase money out and then put it on either demolition or contractual, the difference,
Because we're gonna have to mow the properties now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Randy's got a
Which,
job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good move to put it, because most of the property is intended to be donated.
right,
So the contractual would probably be better aligned.
That's where expense is gonna be.
okay. So what I did was, I took the estimated balance, it's rounding of what's left for this year after we pay the survey and the book, to start with 23.6 next year, took out any additional income, and then I put in, now I could put in property sale. If you
Yeah.
think I should put any money in there, but
Gotta have one to
I
sell.
think we're a little bit early,
Yeah.
maybe for that. But, I mean, we've got a whole year next year, but, so if I put in 500 or 1,000 on sale, then I could,
What happens to back utilities? They just go back to the city and the gas company?
well, typically, there aren't any utilities on in any of these places.
No, but all the bills paid.
So,
Do you think put some in the property sale?
We're not responsible for that.
No.
so,
Not 2023.
That's not fun.
But anyway,
so the one property that, one of the properties that's now in the tax sale, the city does have a lot of specials that they've assessed on that for mowing and things like that. So in the tax sale, I mean, if that eventually comes back to the county, once it goes through the tax sale, all of that is pretty well wiped off, so.
like a bankruptcy,
Right.
clears any.
So it's unlikely, I mean, whatever we get, if it's enough to pay some of it, the city would receive part of that. But if it's not, then it's just, it goes away. So yes or no, I'm putting a little bit of income in here. It's just a budget, and if we have it, we can spend it. If we don't put it in, then we can't spend it.
I would suggest we put something in that line item.
Okay, how about,
Any suggestions?
Put in 1,000?
okay, I'll put in 1,000, and then I'll take it out on contractual or demolition.
Demolition, keep
Okay.
contractual.
Okay. I did bump up the contractual from the 4,000.
Oh, okay.
Or 5,000 that we had for this year.
Okay.
So now, I put an extra,
Good.
I did bump up demolition by 2,000.
Good.
Okay,
Good.
so can you all see that at all?
Now I can.
Okay, so,
Okay, we have a proposed 2023 budget.
Look at that.
Everybody okay with the line items?
I move to approve the proposed 2023 budget.
Okay, got a motion to approve 2023 budget as presented. All seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
all right, I'll see if I can print that off from in here. If I can, then you guys can sign it. And then I think we need to get official approval from the Board of Commissioners.
Those guys are pretty bad. Pretty mean.
Better get a spot on the agenda.
Okay. Okay. Maybe, we'll see if I print it. Okay. Okay. Meeting schedule. So property inventory was the next thing on the administrative items. We do have one property in the
Right.
land bank, and it is the one in Peabody located at 202 South Olive. And we do have the survey that has not yet been filed, but it should be filed this week. And there's the invoice, there's, if you wanna look at any of that. They have been really busy and they've had a struggle to get this done. We've had to follow up with them multiple times.
Do we have an approved surveyor, or do we just hire them?
We use this,
Geotech.
that's Steve Brosmer.
Oh.
Yeah.
We've never taken prices, you know, asked for anything like that.
Who else is there?
Huh?
Who else?
Oh, there's other counties, there's other counties out of New.
But in Marion County?
Wichita.
Not in Marion County, I don't think, no. This guy knows a lot of Marion County. Through his dad, you know. His dad's gone, passed away.
He was real excited. We did a survey by my place, he found a stake, his dad took on the ground.
Yeah.
There was probably still pins there, I would think, wouldn't there, been, Randy? On those lots?
Oh, no, not
pins?
No, we don't have pins on a lot of property.
Really?
No.
They put pins in, well, they did this though,
Oh,
probably.
yes, yeah, they do, they put the pins in.
That would definitely add to some of the cost.
There's two of them.
Surveyed mine off. Got a 2-foot hole. Out of another tree. And then buried it.
Wow. I've seen him find pins that were 3 foot deep,
I found it.
especially his dad.
Found a cornerstone.
His dad could take a spade and dig 2 foot deep, find a pin, and I'm going, why?
See, it shows that property in question there. I grew up across the street there from that, on the South Olive, and we never knew who owned the right of way. It's a street entrance going through there, Central, and we never knew who owned it. My dad built a garage back there because it's going back to the creek, and
Nobody's gonna drive back
and
there.
I see it's still a street, as far as the county has it, it's still a street through there. So, if they clean their half up, they took, we always just split it with the person who ever lived there, that's half the lines, you know, split it in half. Took care of it.
Here's that 2023 budget for all to sign.
Cool.
Oops. Okay, so for 2023 meeting dates. So if you meet on the first day of the first quarter, or the first Monday of each quarter.
January?
So the first meeting would be January, but I believe that that first Monday will be our holiday for New Year. So you would meet on the Tuesday. So if I'm looking at the 2023 calendar, Monday is January 2nd. So I believe you'd meet on Tuesday, January 3rd.
January 3rd?
And did you want to meet at 11 for the reorganization, or just do it at 11:30?
What's the board consensus? Do we need a little extra time to reorganize?
Most likely, are we gonna go right straight through like we're doing today for the regular meeting then?
That's the way it's set up. Typically, they're supposed to be held at, they're set at 11:30 unless you all change that.
I leave it at 11:30.
Okay,
Fine.
Give us an hour to get done.
okay. And then the next quarter, if I'm looking at it right, would begin on Monday, April 3rd. And then we would have Monday, July 3rd. July 4th is on Tuesday, so that would be the holiday.
Courthouse
And then-
you'll be open on the 3rd of July.
Yes, because the holiday would be on July 4th,
Just get one day off.
unless the county commissioners decide to add.
I'm looking for my own self. Because somebody's gonna ask me at work, I get 3 days off before
And then
July.
October 2 is the first Monday in October, which doesn't look like it would have any
Second.
conflict, so.
Get a regular schedule again.
Yeah, okay, so this would be, today is the.
And if we change that meeting date, we have to announce it at the previous commission meeting?
No, you don't have to announce it in a commission
Okay.
meeting, you just have to, the chairman or the vice chairman of the land bank would need to announce it
Okay.
in advance of the meeting. I think that's what your bylaws say.
And they can call a special meeting too.
Yes, you can. Oops, sorry.
It's new. Bling.
Okay.
Got him we're in a lot of trouble.
Okay, so I have developed this resolution while we're sitting here. It's 2022-03, which would set those meeting dates as Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023 at 11:30, Monday, April 3rd, Monday, July 3rd, and Monday, October 2nd, all at 11:30.
What was the resolution number?
It's 2022-03.
03?
Yes.
Okay. I would go ahead and make a motion to accept our calendar for 2023 under resolution number 2022-03.
I'll second
Seconded by Dave. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, I will try to print that. So you thought you didn't have anything to do today?
Yeah, she keep coming up with more
I got
stuff.
lots of stuff to do.
That's what happens when you put it off for 4 months.
I know. Okay. And then that was all, I think that's the last thing. So I'll go get that and let you all sign it. And then if the only other thing I had on here was review and discussion of any new requests on admin. So.
Okay, is there any other property discussion other than what we've already talked about, the Peabody property?
I'd like to know, on that property that we're talking about, it is in the floodplain. It has cost us money set there. We had a tree fall on it this year. And why don't we, personally, I know that this is not gonna fly, but I'd like to ask if the road bridge, when it's ice weather, cold weather, zero weather, road bridge, knock it down with track hoe and haul it off.
The birdhouse.
No, this is.
The one that we have in
We own
Peabody
this
right now.
already, or we have it, and then not get it back down just to plain ground.
Well, it's not gonna sell with a burned structure on it.
No,
Well,
no,
this
this one
one-
don't.
Well, the
This
different-
one, this is a different one.
Okay,
This
maybe I
is
should
old.
show that to you
It has a
all. Do you want to
house on
see
it.
it?
Yes. Yeah.
Pull it up on a GIS.
Okay, let me pull that up.
What about the one we were just talking about?
Well-
It's burned.
Well, they haven't
So it's
done
all
it.
gone? There isn't anything to
We don't
sell?
own it yet.
Well, yeah, but it's still standing, part of it.
And they haven't donated it to us.
Okay, I was thinking the
Yeah,
one we
that's
already
not something
had,
that
the
we already
burn
have.
structure on it.
No, we don't have a burn
Okay.
structure, no.
This is why people want you.
Here's the fine example that I was talking about. This is what
Let's see
it,
which one it is.
it's right
It should have a pin in it for us.
on the right hand side. It's this one right here, yeah.
Right.
But this shows how nice a property this one is.
Oh, sorry, it'll come back here. in a
Yeah.
minute. All right, show me which one, Randy.
Right there,
Oh,
you're
there's
on
the
it.
dot. Okay.
You're on it. And then this is the one that I was talking about.
Street doesn't go through.
No, it don't go through, it goes to the creek.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but it's occupied by.
Junk. Junk. Yeah.
So you want to tear that house down?
Yeah.
Is it structurally gone? Is it?
Yes. Yes.
Nobody would want to pick it up and take it away.
No. No.
Well, I mean, some people do, you know.
Yes. There is no wooden floor underneath part of it. It's cement slab and it's
Okay.
all. The police officers spend quite a bit of time.
There's a hole in the roof,
Yes.
a couple of holes in the
Yes.
See
roof.
that?
That's- Yeah.
The aerial view does help.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
GIS does, yeah.
Got a bunch of trees around it.
They go,
Yes.
they go over
Yes.
off.
There was a tree that fell on it. We contacted a guy to come and take it off, but he never billed us, so I don't know what happened there.
He said he was gonna bill us.
Okay, well, I haven't
Just-
seen it there.
Just within the last 30 days, he's told me that.
Okay.
But he has not turned it in yet.
How to go for
When did you take it off, last winter?
It's been a while.
It was
Summer.
spring.
Spring, yeah.
Because Joe's been mowing it and,
After 90 days, it's no good.
yeah.
Yeah, but it looks like the house is right on top of them.
Street. It's pretty close. Not too far
What
off.
over?
The overhang is.
Well, that's not the actual property line. The actual property line's out closer to
So
the
our
street.
budget, the 2022 actuals, we won't really know till the end of the year.
But it's just a place for that kind of people to make a nice fire or whatever.
It's like that's what it needs. It's what it needs. It's a nice fire.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to see anything else on this lovely piece of property? Okay.
But that's,
Kind of wish it was.
and.
I mean, do you want to contact anybody about
Nice to be able to do that.
bidding to tear it down, or do you just want to see if Road Bridge can do it?
I just hate to see us, well, we're gonna, on any of them, we're gonna spend 8, anywhere from 5 and above to, depends on who the contractor is.
See if anybody wants to take it for the lumber.
There is no
Yes, I don't think you're gonna get, probably wouldn't even have dimensional lumber in it.
There's just nothing there, Dave. I hate to say that, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah, I don't know if we can get it down for $5 grand or not, because we're probably gonna have to pull a couple trees out.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
gonna probably have to, have our lovely Sharon, who's on the call here, check for our.
Asbestos.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
That's why it didn't burn down.
Yeah,
Asbestos was great for preventing fire.
almost every one of those old houses have asbestos tiles.
But I know there's just days and weeks that something could be done. I mean, we've done it to 2 or 3 before. We tore all this down over here by ourselves for this jail.
It's not sellable with that on it, is it?
No, I mean, it's just, and this is in the floodplain, that's in the floodplain, that's gonna make it, that just,
They probably want you to give them money to take it.
yeah, that's what the sad part of it is, but there's no use of having the maintenance with it standing, it's, a bare piece of ground is a lot easier to maintain than
Yeah.
that house.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bare
Should we be taking parcels that are in floodplain?
This was tax sale, this comes
That
from
was a
tax
tax,
sale.
but I mean, as a land bank, should we be even
That's a
looking at
good
anything
question.
that's in a floodplain?
It's a good question. I mean,
I'm not sure that we should.
And
So it kind of depends on the mission, on your mission, you know, if your mission is to try to clean up derelict properties and either rehab them or get them
I guess you'd have to look at each property individually.
Yeah, I think it benefits to clear it. There's no potential seam with what's on it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, when it's cleared, it's a potential for somebody's side yard or something, you know.
Park something on.
So am I getting consensus from this board that we're going to ask Road and Bridge to take this structure down?
I'm just asking, you know, if that's possible, we'll talk to Bryce, if he wants, you know, have to listen to him to see what he wants to do with it. I don't wanna make that decision for him.
I'd like to see him do it, whether it'll happen or not, that's gonna probably depend on the
Depending
weather.
on the weather and the workload. You know, if it turns 0 for 30 days, they'll have time to do it because they can't do anything else. But in the
So
state-
is that consensus?
Is it consensus, I
Yes,
guess?
take it down.
It's
What's
a
everybody
consensus
think?
to ask, not a consensus to order.
Yeah.
How's that?
And if they,
Lovely.
I would say we should at least approach with the idea.
And who is going to be in charge of doing that?
Delegate the chairman.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Get rid of the liability.
What's the exact address on that one?
It's 202 South Olive.
202 South Olive. I will at least have you look at it.
yeah.
And it would be good to have, before they take it down, have Sharon look at it too.
Yeah.
So, be good to chat with her as well.
And then, anytime I suppose we're doing something like that in the city limits, better check with the city council.
At least before we demo it.
Yeah.
Well, once you find out, when that might potentially happen, I can follow up with the city to see if there's any permit required, if you would.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Are we done with property discussion? Any off agenda items? Anyone? If not, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second
Second by Dave, all in favor?
it.
Aye.